Good morning, afternoon, and evening to everybody that is watching this video. My name is Kayleen Calvagnucci, and I am giving my persuasive speech for my COM-231 class. To start things off, I remember when I was a little girl and I would sit down next to my mom and she would turn on the TLC channel, and on that particular channel there was a reality show called Toddlers and Tiaras. And for anybody that doesn't know, it's a show about a children's beauty pageant for kids anywhere between the ages of 3 to 10, and it gave insight on what the children were going through, what they did to prepare for these pageants, the pageant itself. There's a whole list of things that it went through. And I would sit there and I would think to myself, why? Why are they putting these kids through all these ridiculous things just to look pretty and get a reward at the end? So I think that people need to know this information that I'm about to provide you guys with, because as these beauty pageants are growing more and more popular, I think it's important to know whether you should support them or if you should take action to ban them. And my purpose of this speech is to persuade people on whether they should support these children's beauty pageants or if they should try to ban these children's beauty pageants. I'm qualified to be giving this speech because I've done extensive research on this subject alone, and I've even written an academic paper on this subject. The three things I will be going over today are the pros, the cons, and my personal stance on this subject. To start things off, we're going to go over the pros. The first pro of children's beauty pageants is that it promotes healthy competition. It teaches little girls and boys to be humble, mostly girls, and it provides them with good sportsmanship, because a lot of times you can still get rewarded for just being a good sport, you know? The second pro of children's beauty pageants is that it promotes self-confidence. When put out on a stage in front of judges, it can be scary at first, but then it helps you overcome your shyness and your stage fright, and it pushes you to learn what you're capable of. The third pro of children's beauty pageants is that it values family support. And honestly, a kid can't do it without their family behind them. And it helps the child and the family to grow closer by supporting them whether they lose or if they win. Well, I've gone over the pros. The second thing we'll be getting into are the cons of these beauty pageants. The first con of these beauty pageants is that it can really take a toll on your mental health. A lot of kids suffer mental health issues from just having lower self-esteem to an entirely different thing called depression. And while that may seem unrealistic for just children, being put on the spot to go through these pageants, it can really do some damage to your mental health. A second con of children's beauty pageants is that it can cause physical issues. It can cause eating disorders because you have to look a certain way in order to be qualified for these beauty pageants or even try to win these beauty pageants. And it can make the children obsessed with trying to perfect themselves because that's what they're told to do. And really and truly, that's something a child should never have to go through. A third con of children's beauty pageants is that it over-sexualizes children in many instances. And it really is sad. On a specific episode of Toddlers and Tiaras, they had a whole portion dedicated to swimsuits. And these swimsuits were not very child-friendly. There was a 3-year-old named Kate, they didn't give us a last name, and she was put out in a Dallas Cowboys bathing suit in a very tight-fitting bra and shorts. It looked like there was something in the bra. And hers was the most revealing, and it just so happens that hers was the one to get first place. Well, I have gone over the pros and cons of children's beauty pageants. I am now going to go over my personal stance. I personally think that they are disgusting. Putting your children through these things can really affect them, and it can affect them for life, because you can develop eating disorders, mental health issues, and just the fact that they sexualize these children is disgusting. And I personally think that they should be banned. I'm going to put a link in my description of this video to sign against children's beauty pageants, and whether this video helps you or not, that's your choice to do. to sign it or not. Now that I have gone over the pros, cons, and my personal stance on the subject, I really challenge you guys to try and come up with your own beliefs on the subject on whether they should be banned or not. And thank you for your time, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye!